The Glamorous Transformation. Chapter 1. The Awakening. Lila sat in her living room, a sanctuary that had once brimmed with laughter and warmth but now felt more like a cage. Piles of clothes cluttered the room, dresses that had hung unworn for months, shirts once loved but now collecting dust, and shoes that whispered of adventures long past. Sunlight streamed through the large bay window, casting a warm glow on the room, illuminating the dust motes dancing lazily in the air, much like her fading enthusiasm for life. The scene felt like a poignant metaphor. The light was there, yet it felt obscured by a layer of neglect and disillusionment. Absently, she flipped through the pages of a vibrant fashion magazine, her heart sinking as she looked at the glossy images of women exuding confidence in stunning outfits. Each page was a window into a world of glamour and self-assurance that felt utterly foreign to her. She admired the bold colors, the exquisite fabrics, and the effortless way these women carried themselves, their laughter echoing in her mind like a haunting melody. Each glossy page felt like a reminder of everything she wasn't, a reminder of the vivacious woman who had once turned heads, whose laughter had filled rooms with life and joy. Lila couldn't help but recall how, in her youth, she had reveled in her appearance. She was the woman who dared to wear bright red lipstick, who tried out funky hairstyles, and who always chose outfits that expressed her personality. She had relished in the art of self-presentation, each day a new canvas to paint her emotions and creativity. But the years of marriage and motherhood had dulled her sparkle, pushing her vibrant colors into the background. With a heavy sigh, Lila glanced at her reflection in the glass of the coffee table. The image staring back felt alien. A tired face, sallow skin, and unkempt hair that hung limply around her shoulders. She wore a pair of faded yoga pants and a baggy sweater that had seen better days, clothes that seemed more like a uniform than an expression of self. The thought was jarring. She was merely existing, not living. Lila remembered the days when she would stand before the mirror, experimenting with different looks and styles, feeling alive with every change. She recalled the thrill of picking out a bold outfit for a date night with Ethan, how she had felt beautiful and desirable. But now, the mirror reflected a woman who had long forgotten what it meant to feel good in her own skin. As the day wore on, Lila's routine remained unchanged. She prepared dinner for the kids, the familiar motions of chopping vegetables and stirring pots almost automatic. She could hear the joyful chaos of her children in the background, their laughter a reminder of the love that filled their home, but also a stark contrast to her internal struggle. After dinner, she cleaned up the mess, wiping down the counters and loading the dishwasher, feeling like a ghost in her own life. Later, they settled onto the couch for an evening of television, a predictable lineup of shows that lulled her into a stupor. Ethan sat beside her, scrolling through his phone, occasionally glancing up to share a laugh at a punchline or a dramatic moment. But as they watched, Lila felt more like an observer than a participant, the distance between them growing with each passing moment. That night, after the kids had gone to bed, Lila found herself alone in the quiet of their home. A heaviness settled in her chest, an unshakable feeling that something had to change. She scrolled through her phone absent-mindedly, mindlessly tapping through social media feeds filled with perfect lives and flawless appearances. Then, she stumbled upon a video that caught her eye. It featured a woman who had transformed her life through a glamorous makeover. Lila felt her heart quicken as she watched this woman laugh with joy, her confidence radiating like a beacon. With each moment, Lila felt a flicker of hope igniting within her. This woman was not just showcasing a new hairstyle or outfit. She was experiencing a reinvention, a complete transformation of spirit and self. Maybe I can do that, Lila whispered to herself, her heart racing at the thought. The seed of inspiration took root within her, pushing away the shadows of self-doubt that had lingered for far too long. After a long night of reflection, she made a bold decision. It was time for a change. She would document her transformation on social media, not just to share her journey, but to inspire others who felt as she did. This was about reclaiming her identity, about embracing the woman she had lost along the way. As she settled into bed that night, Lila felt an unfamiliar flutter of excitement. The path ahead was uncertain, but for the first time in a long time, she felt a glimmer of hope. She was ready to step out of the shadows and into the light, ready to embrace her glamorous transformation. Chapter 2. The transformation begins. With a newfound sense of purpose, Lila set off on her makeover journey, a fire ignited within her that hadn't burned in years. The first stop was a local boutique renowned for its stylish clothing, a place she had often admired from afar but never dared to enter. As she pushed open the door, a small bell chimed, announcing her arrival. The moment she stepped inside, she felt a surge of excitement mixed with nervousness. The bright lights illuminated the colorful racks, and cheerful music played softly in the background, invigorating her spirit. "Can I help you?" A friendly salesperson approached, her smile warm and welcoming. Noticing Lila's hesitance, Lila took a deep breath, summoning the courage to voice her desires. "I'm looking for something different," she replied, her voice barely above a whisper. The words felt foreign, as if they had been trapped inside her for too long. "Let's find you something that makes you feel fabulous." The salesperson beamed, her enthusiasm contagious. She led Lila through the boutique, pointing out various items that seemed to burst with personality, dresses adorned with bold prints, jackets in vibrant hues, and accessories that sparkled under the lights. As Lila began to explore the racks, she felt a blend of thrill and apprehension. Each piece she picked up challenged her preconceived notions of what she should wear. "How about this?" the salesperson suggested, holding up a striking red dress with a fitted silhouette and dramatic sleeves. Lila hesitated, the color vibrant and eye-catching, unlike anything in her closet. "Try it on," urged the salesperson, her encouragement infectious. In the fitting room, Lila slipped into the dress. As she zipped it up, she felt a jolt of energy coursing through her veins. Standing in front of the mirror, the reflection staring back felt unfamiliar yet exhilarating. The dress hugged her curves perfectly, accentuating her figure in a way that made her feel powerful. She twirled, the fabric swirling around her, and couldn't help but smile. "I look amazing," she gasped, the realization washing over her. With each outfit she tried, she felt layers of her old self peeling away, each bold pattern, each vibrant color whispering promises of a brighter future. She moved on to a chic pair of high-waisted trousers paired with a bright floral blouse that danced with every movement. As she admired herself in the mirror, Lila could hardly recognize the woman looking back. She was beginning to embrace the idea of being seen, of being more than just a mother or a wife. After a successful shopping spree, her arms laden with colorful bags, Lila felt a rush of accomplishment. The thrill of reinvention pulsed through her. Next, she visited a trendy salon that she had always admired but never considered stepping into. The exterior was sleek, with large windows that showcased the stylish cuts and vibrant colors of the clients within. Her excitement built as she walked through the door, the sound of hairdryers and chatter creating a lively atmosphere. "I want something that says I'm here, and I'm ready to shine," she declared to the stylist, her voice steady with determination. "Let's give you a fresh start," the stylist smiled, her eyes sparkling with creativity. Lila felt a thrill of anticipation as she settled into the salon chair. The stylist wrapped a cape around her, and within a couple of hours, Lila emerged with a chic bob that framed her face beautifully. Striking highlights danced through her hair, catching the light in a way that made her feel like she was glowing from the inside out. "Wow, you look stunning," the stylist complimented as she spun Lila around to face the mirror. Lila hardly recognized herself, and for the first time in years, she felt beautiful. Her hair was vibrant, full of life, just like the woman she was beginning to reclaim. "Thank you," she beamed, her heart soaring. Feeling like a new woman, Lila couldn't wait to share her transformation online. Inspired by her journey, she created an Instagram account dedicated to her makeover, a blank canvas where she could document each new look and share snippets of her thoughts and feelings. She started posting pictures of her outfits, her new hairstyle, and even some candid moments that captured her excitement and joy. The initial feedback was overwhelmingly positive. Friends and family showered her with compliments, their encouraging words bolstering her newfound confidence. Each like and comment felt like a little nudge forward, propelling her further along her path of self-discovery. She found herself smiling more, her heart swelling with pride as she embraced the journey ahead. With every post, Lila felt more liberated, shedding the insecurities that had clung to her for too long. She was no longer just a woman hidden behind motherhood and routine. She was Lila, a vibrant soul reclaiming her identity and encouraging others to find their own style and confidence. Chapter 3: Finding Confidence. As Lila embraced her new wardrobe and hairstyle, she felt a rush of exhilaration with each passing day. The reflection in the mirror was no longer a stranger. It was a woman bursting with potential and vibrancy. Yet, as she savored her outward transformation, a realization washed over her. True transformation wasn't just about appearance. It was about how she felt inside. The connection between her mind, body, and spirit was essential, and Lila understood that to fully embrace her new self, she needed to embark on a fitness journey, something she had neglected for far too long. With determination fueling her decision, Lila joined a local gym, a sleek and modern space filled with an electric energy. Bright lights illuminated the colorful equipment, and the rhythmic sounds of weights clanging and sneakers squeaking resonated in the air. Stepping inside for the first time, she felt a mixture of excitement and apprehension. The gym was bustling with individuals immersed in their workouts, each one seemingly in their own world, yet united by a common goal. The first few workouts were challenging, each session pushing her to her limits. As she struggled through the movements, her muscles ached and her breath came in ragged gasps. "You can do this, Lila," she whispered to herself, focusing on the burn coursing through her arms and legs. It was painful, yet liberating. Each drop of sweat felt like a release of the insecurities she had carried for so long. With persistence, Lila began to notice changes. Gradually, she grew stronger, both physically and mentally. Each day, she conquered a new challenge, be it running a little farther on the treadmill or completing an extra set of weights. Lila discovered an inner resilience she hadn't realized she possessed, and with each small victory, she felt more empowered. At the gym, she met other women who were also on their journeys of transformation. They bonded over shared experiences, forming a small community filled with laughter, encouragement, and support. Their stories inspired Lila. Each woman had faced her own battles and emerged stronger. They shared tips on workouts, healthy recipes, and self-care routines, creating an environment that fostered growth and friendship. The camaraderie provided her with a sense of belonging she hadn't anticipated, and it fueled her desire to push further. Eager to document her fitness journey, Lila began sharing her progress on her social media accounts. She posted videos of her workouts, accompanied by captions that spoke of her struggles and triumphs. The feedback was overwhelmingly positive. Her friends and followers cheered her on, celebrating her efforts and transformation. Lila felt lighter, both in body and spirit, as she poured her heart into her posts, hoping to inspire others to embark on their own journeys of self-discovery. Alongside her workouts, she began experimenting in the kitchen, preparing delicious and healthy meals that nourished her body and fueled her workouts. Each dish became a colorful celebration of ingredients, bursting with flavor and vitality. She posted pictures of her creations, proudly sharing her culinary endeavors. The comments poured in, with friends eager to try her recipes and thanking her for the inspiration. The simple act of cooking became another facet of her transformation, allowing her to embrace not only her physical health but also her passion for nourishing her body. As Lila continued to document her fitness journey, her following grew. With each post showcasing her sweat sessions and mouth-watering meals, she felt a wave of validation wash over her. The compliments she received on her appearance became a chorus of support, but the real victory lay in the newfound confidence she felt within. No longer did she seek approval solely based on her looks. She was becoming her own source of strength. Every milestone, whether it was lifting heavier weights or fitting into a dress she thought she could never wear again, was shared with her followers. Each success was a testament to her hard work and dedication. Lila felt a sense of pride in every step she took, each achievement a reminder of her journey. Through her interactions, she sparked conversations about self-love and acceptance. Women began sharing their stories of struggle and triumph in her comments, creating a ripple effect of empowerment. Lila was determined to be a voice for those who needed encouragement, to show that it was possible to rise from the depths of self-doubt and reclaim one's identity. She posted motivational quotes alongside her progress, infusing her feed with positivity and hope. Lila learned that confidence wasn't just about looking good. It was about feeling good, too. It was about embracing her body for what it could do, rather than merely how it looked. With each workout, each healthy meal, and each interaction online, she was transforming her relationship with herself, fostering a sense of love and respect that she had long neglected. As Lila stood in front of her mirror one morning, ready to head to the gym, she paused to take it all in. The woman looking back at her was radiant. Her skin glowed with health, her eyes sparkled with determination, and a confident smile graced her lips. She was no longer just a woman on the outside. She was Lila, a powerful force of nature who was ready to embrace her life fully and unapologetically. Chapter 4. A New Perspective. Months passed since Lila had embarked on her transformative journey, and the changes she experienced were profound. Not only had her appearance transformed, her vibrant wardrobe, chic hairstyle, and newfound fitness, but her mindset underwent an equally impressive metamorphosis. She felt like a butterfly emerging from a cocoon, ready to embrace life with open arms. Each day brought a fresh perspective, and with it, the clarity to reflect on the insecurities that had held her back for so long. As she moved through her day-to-day life, moments of doubt from her past began to bubble to the surface, but they no longer held the power they once did. The scars of her past, moments of criticism from others, the sting of being overshadowed in social situations, and the feelings of inadequacy that had crept in during her marriage, had started to heal. Lila recognized that her past experiences shaped her, but they did not define her. She was no longer the woman who shrank in the background, afraid to take up space. One evening, as she settled onto her couch with a cup of chamomile tea, she began to scroll through her social media feeds, a nightly ritual that had become a source of inspiration and connection for her. Her heart swelled as she read the comments on her recent posts, messages from women expressing gratitude for sharing her journey. Many of them thanked her for being a beacon of hope, sharing how her posts inspired them to embrace their unique beauty and pursue their transformations. Tears brimmed in her eyes as she absorbed their words. This realization ignited a fire within her. It was more than just a digital exchange of compliments. She wanted to be more than just a pretty face on the internet. She wanted to be a source of empowerment, a guiding light for those who were still lost in their insecurities. The thought filled her with a sense of purpose she had long yearned for. With her newfound motivation, Lila decided to take her message further. She began discussing self-acceptance openly, using her platform to speak about the importance of defining beauty on one's own terms. Each post she crafted was heartfelt, delving into her personal experiences with body image, self-doubt, and the journey to love herself again. She shared candid moments, like the days when she felt less than perfect, juxtaposed with her triumphs, like fitting into a dress she had previously avoided. Her vulnerability resonated deeply with her growing audience. The community she had built around her was flourishing. Women began sharing their own stories, creating a powerful dialogue about self-worth and acceptance. Lila felt a sense of connection with her followers that she had never experienced before. They weren't just faceless accounts. They were friends, sisters, and allies, each on their own journey. The impact of her message was palpable, and she felt invigorated to continue advocating for self-love. One afternoon, while sitting at her desk, she checked her email and noticed a message that caught her attention. The subject line read, "Collaboration Opportunity," and her heart raced as she clicked on it. The email was from a local fashion brand that had discovered her transformation through her social media presence. They admired her authenticity, her unique style, and how she resonated with women seeking confidence through fashion. They wanted to collaborate with her for an upcoming campaign, showcasing her journey as a celebration of beauty in all its forms. Her excitement was palpable, and she felt butterflies fluttering in her stomach. This was the opportunity she had dreamed of, a chance to blend her passion for fashion with her desire to inspire others. She envisioned herself modeling their latest collection, not just as a model, but as a representation of empowerment and self-love. With a smile stretching across her face, she eagerly accepted the collaboration, ready to showcase her style and message on a larger platform. In the days that followed, Lila threw herself into the preparations for the campaign. She met with the brand's creative team, where they discussed concepts that would highlight not only the clothes, but also the message of self-acceptance and confidence. Together, they brainstormed ideas for photo shoots that would capture her essence, vibrant, bold, and unapologetic. She wanted the images to reflect the spirit of the community she had cultivated, where every woman could see herself as beautiful, no matter her size or shape. The anticipation built as the campaign launch approached. Lila started to plan how she would share the experience with her followers. She recorded behind-the-scenes snippets, capturing the excitement of fittings, makeup sessions, and the camaraderie she felt with the creative team. She emphasized how empowering it felt to wear clothes that not only fit her body but celebrated it. Her followers cheered her on, eagerly awaiting the final reveal. When the day of the photo shoot arrived, Lila felt a mix of nerves and excitement. As she stepped into the studio, she was greeted by bright lights and a bustling crew preparing for the day ahead. The atmosphere was electric, and Lila soaked it all in, realizing that she was exactly where she was meant to be. The clothes hung around her like a promise, each piece a vibrant reminder of her journey, each thread a testament to her resilience. As she slipped into the first outfit, a stunning emerald green dress that hugged her curves perfectly, she caught a glimpse of herself in the mirror. Her reflection radiated confidence. The woman staring back at her was a far cry from the one who once felt invisible. Lila smiled, knowing that this was just the beginning of her journey, not only as a fashion icon but as a champion of self-love and empowerment. Chapter 5. The Fashion Show. As the day of the fashion show approached, Lila found herself caught in a whirlwind of emotions. Excitement fluttered in her stomach like a swarm of butterflies, nerves tingled beneath her skin, and anticipation pulsed through her veins. The invitation had felt surreal, a golden ticket to a world she had admired from afar but never thought she would step into. Now, as she prepared to immerse herself in that glamorous reality, she felt a sense of belonging she had long yearned for. On the evening of the show, Lila stood before her full-length mirror, taking a moment to appreciate the woman she had become. The stunning gown she wore hugged her figure beautifully, a deep sapphire blue that accentuated her curves and made her feel like a goddess. The fabric shimmered under the soft light, reflecting the journey she had taken to embrace herself fully. She gently traced her fingers over the delicate sequins, remembering all the sweat, tears, and triumphs that had led her to this moment. Her makeup was flawless, enhancing her natural beauty without masking it. Lila had opted for a bold red lip that spoke of confidence and passion, paired with soft, smoky eyes that highlighted her gaze. She took a moment to style her hair, a cascade of soft waves that framed her face perfectly, giving her that extra touch of elegance. Standing there, she felt radiant, every inch of her reflecting the strength she had cultivated over the months. As Lila arrived at the venue, her heart raced with exhilaration. The atmosphere was electric. Bright lights danced across the space, illuminating the intricate decorations that adorned the walls. The sound of heels clicking on the polished floor echoed through the air, accompanied by the buzz of animated conversations, laughter, and the occasional whoosh of fabric as models glided by. The sheer glamour of the event wrapped around her like a warm embrace, amplifying her sense of belonging. She mingled with other attendees, sharing laughter and compliments. The excitement in the air was palpable, and she felt a sense of camaraderie with the women around her. Each one unique, each one on their own journey of transformation. They exchanged stories of their experiences, inspiring one another as they prepared for the show. Lila felt herself come alive in this vibrant environment, soaking in the energy that swirled around her like confetti. But amidst the glamour and the joy, her gaze was suddenly drawn to a familiar figure across the room. Ethan, her ex-husband, stood there, a look of surprise etched on his face. Time seemed to slow as their eyes met. A flood of memories rushed through her mind. the laughter they shared, the moments of tenderness, the pain of their separation. Yet, instead of feeling anxious or small, she felt empowered. This was not the moment to dwell on the past. It was a moment to celebrate her growth, to recognize how far she had come. As the noise of the crowd faded into the background, Lila felt a surge of confidence wash over her. She straightened her back and took a deep breath, channeling all her strength and determination into that moment. Lila approached the runway, her heart pounding with anticipation. Each step she took was a step toward reclaiming her narrative. When her turn to walk the runway came, Lila inhaled deeply, letting the excitement and nerves meld into a singular force that propelled her forward. She stepped onto the catwalk, feeling the smooth surface beneath her heels. With each stride, she became more aware of the eyes of the audience upon her, each gaze a mixture of admiration, curiosity, and surprise. Among them was Ethan, his expression a blend of awe and realization, and for a moment, she reveled in the validation his attention brought. But even as she recognized his gaze, she made a conscious choice. She wasn't walking for him. She was walking for herself. Lila focused on her own rhythm, on the way the gown flowed with her movements, how it hugged her curves and swayed with grace. She felt powerful, like a force of nature, as she glided down the runway, exuding confidence with every step. The bright lights flashed around her, cameras capturing her essence. Every smile, every confident stride was immortalized in that moment. She remembered the fears and insecurities that had once held her back, the nights spent questioning her worth, and all the times she had felt invisible. But now, she was the center of attention, a shining example of transformation. As she reached the end of the runway, Lila paused, striking a pose that embodied her journey. Arms outstretched, head held high, a beaming smile lighting up her face. She could feel the energy from the audience, the cheers and applause resonating through her body, affirming her choice to embrace her individuality and beauty. It was a moment of triumph, a celebration not just of fashion, but of self-love and acceptance. As she turned to walk back, she stole a glance at Ethan once more. The surprise and admiration in his gaze only fueled her confidence. She felt a wave of satisfaction wash over her, knowing that she no longer sought validation from him or anyone else. She had stepped into her power, embraced her independence, and encouraged others to find their own style and confidence. With each step, she knew this was just the beginning. The journey she had embarked upon was not only about glamour and aesthetics. It was about inspiring others to embrace their unique beauty and realize their worth. Lila exited the runway, her heart racing, not from nerves, but from exhilaration. She had transformed into the woman she had always wanted to be, a confident, empowered individual ready to conquer the world, one runway at a time. Chapter 6. Embracing Independence. The applause that erupted as Lila completed her walk felt like a euphoric wave crashing over her, a chorus celebrating her journey and all the hard work she had poured into her transformation. Each clap resonated in her chest, filling her with warmth and gratitude. As she stepped off the runway, the noise of the crowd began to fade, replaced by the steady rhythm of her heartbeat. She took a moment to breathe deeply, soaking in the energy of the room, feeling alive and invigorated. Lila turned slightly, catching sight of the colorful lights and the buzzing crowd. Women were smiling, some were wiping away tears, and others were snapping photos, capturing the spirit of the night. It was a moment of magic, one that transcended the glamour of the fashion show. It was a celebration of resilience, of women reclaiming their power and embracing their true selves. As she stepped away from the limelight, she felt a familiar presence approaching. It was Ethan, his figure emerging from the shadows, standing there with an expression that was a mixture of awe and regret. Lila's heart raced slightly. She had been prepared for this moment, yet the reality of it was still overwhelming. "You look incredible, Lila," he began, his voice tentative. "I never thought you'd," he trailed off, searching for the right words, clearly struggling with the realization of her transformation. Lila steadied herself, maintaining eye contact. "I've learned to embrace who I am," she replied, her voice steady and confident. "This is my journey, not yours. I'm proud of who I've become." With those words, she felt a weight lift off her shoulders. It was as if she had shed the remnants of her old self, the one that craved validation and approval from others. In that moment, Lila realized she didn't need Ethan's acknowledgement. She had finally found validation within herself. Ethan opened his mouth as if to say something, but the words never came. Instead, he nodded slowly, the respect in his eyes evident, before stepping back and turning to leave. Lila watched him walk away, her heart light and unburdened. She felt liberated, not just from the shadows of her past relationship, but from the expectations that had once weighed her down. It was a profound moment of clarity. She was no longer tethered to anyone else's perceptions of her worth. As the night unfolded, Lila celebrated with friends and followers who had supported her journey. Laughter and joy filled the air as they gathered in a chic lounge, drinks in hand and smiles on their faces. The atmosphere was vibrant, an intimate gathering of women who had connected through their shared stories of struggle and triumph. She felt a sense of fulfillment wash over her, realizing she was surrounded by a community that celebrated individuality. She shared her experiences, recounting the fears she had faced and the strength she had found in vulnerability. Each story sparked laughter, tears, and spirited discussions about self-love and acceptance. Lila's friends raised their glasses, toasting not just to her stunning appearance, but to her unwavering spirit. "Here's to Lila," one friend shouted, raising her glass high, "to embracing who we are and inspiring each other." "To Lila," echoed the others, their voices ringing out in unison, a powerful affirmation of camaraderie and empowerment. The cheers wrapped around Lila like a warm blanket, fortifying her resolve to continue this journey of self-discovery and independence. Later, as the night wound down, Lila took a moment to step outside, the cool evening air brushing against her skin. The stars twinkled overhead, and she closed her eyes, reflecting on how far she had come. She felt a profound sense of gratitude, not just for the glamorous evening, but for the challenges that had shaped her. In that moment, Lila made a promise to herself. She would continue to embrace her independence, to explore new styles, and to inspire others to find their own unique beauty. She was ready to step into the world as her authentic self, not just as a transformed woman, but as a beacon of hope for those still seeking their paths. The night marked a significant milestone in her life, a celebration of the woman she had become and the journey still ahead. Lila had transformed her life, not just in appearance but in spirit. She felt empowered, ready to embrace every new adventure that awaited her, knowing she was enough just as she was.